teacher for today's English class. So are you excited for today's lesson? Very good! But before we start, let's have the prayer first. Andre, can you please lead our prayer? Amen. Class, you may all now sit down. Now, I am going to call your names and please say present if you are here. Understood? Very good, class. No one is absent for today. And before we proceed, kindly pick up the pieces of dirt on your chairs and then sit properly so that we can all focus and we will now begin our lesson. And now, as you can all recall from our last discussion, we tackled about adjectives. And now, I want you to recite all the adjective words that you know and that are related to the words girls and boys. Anyone? That's very good, class. Very impressive use of adjectives that you all shared. And to formally begin our discussion, I have here the list of objectives for us to achieve. So, at the end of the discussion, you, my pupils, should be able to identify the different adjective words in a sentence, differentiate the degrees of comparison of adjectives, and then number 3, to reconstruct a paragraph using the correct words or adjective words. Understood, class? Okay, so let's begin now with our first activity. This is entitled Read and Learn. I want you to read this short story aloud and then try to understand it carefully so that you can answer my questions later on. Okay, so our first question, where did the family go? Yes? Okay, that is correct. The family went to the country Philippines. Number 2 question, how did the family or how did the story describe the places they went to? Yes, very good. That's it. That is correct. They used the words wide, long, tall, and long. Okay, so last question. What words did they use to compare the places? Okay, yes, that is correct. They used the words longer, taller, or highest as describing words to compare the places. So, as you can all observe from the words, describing words in this story, these all have the describing words or adjectives. But for today's lesson, we are going to talk more about the adjectives, particularly degrees of comparison of adjectives. And I have here our discussion, degrees of adjectives. And we are going to tackle about the positive, comparative, and superlative degrees. But first, we are going to recall what is adjectives. So, adjectives is a word, a describing word that describes noun or pronoun. It can be qualitative, which describes kind, size, shape, and height or feeling. And also, it can be quantitative that describes a number. For our first condition on the degrees of comparison, we have adjectives with 1 syllable. So, kindly read. Yes, thank you. So, adjectives with 1 syllable can form comparative and superlative degrees by adding word ER and EST at the end of the word. So, let's study this table. Let's say the word is bright. The adjective word is bright. What is the comparative and the superlative degree of bright? Yes, that is correct. Bright will become brighter for comparative and brightest for superlative. The bright will added with ER for comparative and EST for superlative. So for our next condition, it is about adjectives with two syllables ending in Y. Okay, please read. Yes, thank you. So, adjectives with two syllables ending in Y will form comparative and superlative degrees of adjective by changing Y to I and then add with ER and EST at the end of the word respectively for comparative and superlative. Let's study this table. Let's say the word we have is heavy. So heavy is a word with Y at the end, am I right? Yes. So heavy will become what for comparative? Yes, that is correct. Heavy will become heavier and for superlative will be heaviest. So next, the condition. We have here adjectives with 3 or more syllables. So, can you please read? Thank you. So, adjectives with 3 or more syllables will be added more or less for comparative before the adjective and then most or least for the superlative. Take note, it is added before the adjective. Let's say we have the word generous. How many syllables do we have for the word generous? Yes, 3 syllables. So, for the word generous, what will be its comparative and superlative degree? Yes, that is correct. Generous will be more or less generous for comparative and then most or less generous for the superlative degree. That is very good. So, for our next condition, adjectives with 2 syllables. For comparative, it has more or less added to before the adjective, and then for the superlative, it is added with most or least before the adjective. So let's say the word here is loyal. How many syllables do we have for the word loyal? Yes, loyal. Yes, 2 syllables. So for comparative, what is the word that we need? More or less loyal. That is correct. And for superlative, yes, most or least loyal. So next condition, let's say, please read. Yes, thank you. So some adjectives for comparative and superlative degree in different ways. That is called irregular adjectives. When we say irregular adjectives, it is done by changing the spelling of the word. So let's say we have an example here. Let's say the positive adjective or the positive form is good. What will be its comparative and superlative? It will be better for comparative and best for superlative. Let's say another example, the word bad. What will be its comparative and superlative? Yes, that is correct. Bad will become worse, and then for superlative, worst with T. Okay, that is very good, class. So I have here some exercises for you to practice. So please raise your hands if you know the answers. Okay, so number 1, yes, that is correct. The answers are thinner and thinnest. Number 2, yes, that is correct. The answers are wise and wisest. Number 3, yes, that is correct. This will be more or less cautious and most or least cautious. For next one, happy. Yes, that is correct. Happy will become happier and happiest. And for the last number, yes, that is correct. Very good. The answers are good and better. So now, we will proceed to our next activity, which is done by group. So please go to your respective groups. We have 3 groups. And then please refer to your English module and turn your module into page 106. Read and analyze the directions there. And you have 5 minutes to accomplish this activity. So 5 minutes is up. So please pass your works and then we are going to present that first thing tomorrow as we continue our discussion. So now that we finish our discussion, do you understand our lesson? Yes, very good. So now, can you please differentiate the different degrees of comparison of adjectives? Yes, that is correct. Very impressive summary of our lesson. So, is there anyone have questions or clarifications? Also, if none, let's move on. I think you are ready for our quiz. So please get your papers, piece of paper and then pen so that you can answer our quiz. I will give you 5 minutes to finish this quiz. Okay, 5 minutes is up, so please pass your papers in front and then I will check that later. And after you pass your papers, please get your notebook, your English notebook, and then copy this as for your assignment. Okay, class, are you done? Yes, okay, very good. So, now that's it for today. Thank you for your participation, and then goodbye, class.